All right, seventh graders, welcome to an absolutely epic explainer. Today, we're setting off on a massive historical adventure that stretches all the way across 3 different continents. We're going to travel back in time to the 600s, an era just filled with shifting empires, brave travelers, and some seriously world-changing ideas. So get comfortable, because the story we're about to unfold is packed with action and surprises. So here's the big question. How did one single idea conquer 3 vast continents in just 150 years? I mean, that is the ultimate global mystery we're solving today. Just imagine starting in one small spot on the map and, in a blink of historical time, spreading out to touch Africa, Asia, and Europe. How does something grow that incredibly fast, without the internet, without airplanes, and without modern technology? And hey, this amazing journey into the past is proudly brought to you by Waqas Ahmed Shah. He's an educator and an AI agents and automation builder for educators, traders, and startups based right in Karachi, Pakistan. Okay, let's dive into this. Our journey today takes us from the deserts of North Africa straight to the emperor's court in China and all the way to some epic night clashes. Part 1. The Western Frontier. We're starting off by witnessing the absolute blazing speed of Arab forces. Back in the mid-7th century, under the leadership of Caliph Abu Bakr, these brave soldiers pushed westward across literally some of the toughest terrain on the planet. By the year 643 AD, they'd already reached the great city of Alexandria in Egypt. But, they didn't just stop there. Under the Umayyads, they kept marching west right along the northern coasts of Africa, occupying what we now call Libya, Tunisia, Algeria, and Morocco. They even stretched across the sea into Spain. Just imagine the incredible teamwork and endurance it took to travel and settle all those lands, mostly on horseback and on foot. Part 2. The Eastern Silk Road. Now, pivoting all the way from those sandy western deserts of North Africa over to the mysterious distant east, we hit a really surprising number: 14. Why 14? Well, Chinese imperial records show that between the years 655 and 747 AD, there were exactly 14 official Muslim visits to the Grand Chinese Imperial Court. This was a connection actually first kicked off by Caliph Uthman. To put that into perspective, just think about the weeks and months of grueling travel it took to make just one of those 14 trips. You can actually think of these trade routes as kind of like a medieval internet, or maybe an ancient version of Amazon delivery. People, goods, ideas, they were constantly on the move. Overland, they used the famous Silk Road to trade rich spices and fine fabrics. And on the ocean, they sailed these really complex sea routes all the way to southern China. Islam became really well established over there, but history is always full of plot twists. In the year 878 AD, a massive rebellion broke out among Chinese peasants, and this forced a lot of Arab traders to pack up and move further south, which is exactly how these communities ended up setting down brand new roots in Southeast Asia. Part 3. The Clash of Knights. So while trade was peacefully reaching China in the east, some massive tension was brewing over in the west. It all started in 1055 AD when the Byzantine emperor got super nervous about being attacked. So he asked the Pope, the head of the Roman Catholic Church, for some backup. But the Pope kind of had his own goals. In 1095, he urged European warriors to capture Palestine, and that triggered thousands of European knights to march thousands of miles. By 1099 AD, they had successfully captured Jerusalem. Now, the crucial point here is the number 88. The Crusader Knights held on to and ruled the city of Jerusalem for exactly 88 years. It was a really long period of control, for sure. But then, in 1187, a legendary new Muslim leader stepped onto the battlefield and totally changed everything. Part 4. Saladin and the Lionheart. Okay, I want you to really think about this for a second. Imagine you're in the middle of a fierce competition. Maybe it's the championship game of your favorite sport, or, hey, even a real battle. What would you do if your absolute worst enemy suddenly got really sick during the fight? Would you take advantage of it to win easily, or would you pause to help them? Well, your answer to that question has a lot to do with a concept called chivalry. Chivalry is basically a system of behavior and mutual respect for warriors. Think of it like the absolute ultimate form of sportsmanship on the playground or the football field. It means that even though you're fighting against someone, you still treat them with deep respect and humanity, just as a fellow human being. And this brilliantly illustrates exactly who the legendary leader Saladin, or Saladin, really was. So after his armies freed Jerusalem from Crusader rule, he entered this fierce war with the famous British king, Richard the Lionheart. In 1191, right in the absolute middle of this war, Saladin heard that Richard was suffering from a terrible fever. Now, instead of attacking while he was down, Saladin sent his very own personal doctor to treat his rival. He even sent over delicious fresh fruit cooled with mountain snow just to help lower Richard's temperature. And later on, when Richard's horse was killed right out from under him in battle, Saladin didn't cheer. Nope, he immediately sent Richard 2 brand new horses so they could keep fighting on equal, honorable terms. It's honestly one of the most amazing stories of respect in all of history. Part 5. How ideas changed everything. So the answer to our great global mystery is that this rapid spread across 3 continents wasn't just about empires fighting over land. No, it was about the unstoppable spread of game-changing ideas. Because of the Crusades, trade grew massively between Europe and Asia. And when the European knights finally returned home, they didn't just bring back stories, they brought back these amazing souvenirs that changed life in Europe forever. I mean, they brought back the incredible strategic game of chess. They brought back new stringed instruments like violins that completely changed European music. They brought back advanced knowledge from Muslim doctors and scientists, and totally new architectural building styles. Basically, by fighting in these foreign lands, Europe was accidentally introduced to a whole new world of culture and science. The epic recount. Man, what a wild ride through history. We've covered a lot of ground today, from scorching sands all the way to imperial courts. So here are the 3 massive takeaways you need to remember to lock in everything we've discovered today. First up, Arab forces expanded with incredible speed across the deserts of North Africa, pushing all the way into Spain. Second, through the Silk Road and sea routes, Muslim trade and official missions made it all the way east to the Emperor of China. And third, the clashes of the Crusades didn't just cause epic night battles and stories of chivalry, like Saladin's. They sparked amazing cultural exchanges that brought chess, science, and music straight back to Europe. All of this combined created a massive footprint across 3 continents in just about 150 years. As we wrap up today, I want to leave you with a little thought to chew on. If something as simple as a board game of chess or a new type of violin could completely change the culture of medieval Europe, what powerful, game-changing ideas are traveling around our world right now? How is the internet of today changing your life in the same way the Silk Road changed theirs? History is just full of incredible mysteries waiting to be uncovered, and we're going to solve them all together. Thank you so much for joining me on this awesome historical adventure today. Be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and follow along so you don't miss our next epic journey into the past. Keep exploring, keep asking questions, and I'll see you next time.